The move today follows decades of scientific evidence and research that contradicts what the president is claiming, and it's a decision met with frustration from the autism community. Michael John Carley is part of that community. He joins us now. Michael, thanks for being here.
Pleasure to be here, Max. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. And Michael, among so many other things, you're an author, you're a consultant for schools and businesses on neurodiversity. So you live with it, you speak about it. Where does your frustration lie with this decision?
It lies on so many different fronts, Max. I think we all saw, today, those of us in the community, a lot of things being said that we know are inherently not true, but we're kind of also used to that from this administration, and especially from RFK Jr. I don't think that before the announcement that the culprit was going to be Tylenol had been made public to us, I don't think any of us expected that there was going to be a supposed culprit that was going to be respected as a decision by anybody in our community or in the scientific community. But I would say that, the disappointment just comes, I think, more not from, the silly things that got said in that press conference, but just this is another reflection of a big deal from this current presidential administration that either just tells the American public it's true because I say it is, or I know I'm lying, but you can't prove it. Nya. I know that's a little bit of a vague description, but that's really the feeling that we get with this continued lying to the American public.
There are statistics they shared during the press conference. According to the CDC, 1 in 31 children in the U.S. are diagnosed with autism, which is a nearly 400% increase in the last 25 years. Today, RFK called that rise an epidemic. What would you call it?
I would call it a natural extension of knowledge. We've actually gone through three really big stages where the prevalence rate rose significantly. And the first one came about in 1994 when the Diagnostic and Statistic Manual's 4th edition came out, and suddenly Asperger's was included into the DSM. And the prevalence rates went from 1 in 10,000 to 1 in 166 overnight. But that wasn't because there was something in the water. It was because the powers that be that write those books wrote criterion so that people like me could be included into the autism spectrum, whereas in DSM-3 beforehand, they couldn't. The second jump came in the mid-aughts to the late-aughts when we just started looking for it a lot better and maybe using a more trained eye to spot autism in people that had gone undiagnosed before. And the last and most current rise really stems from about 10 years ago when we realized that we were not taking gender expectation into any consideration when we were looking at women and non-binary folk for the diagnosis. This was something that was, called outright a boy's disease, when I first got diagnosed, and the prevalence rates, were significantly higher for boys. But now we're finding out that if we actually take gender expectation into consideration, the numbers might be actually pretty even. And that huge jump in diagnostics is really due to the fact that women and non-binary folk are getting diagnosed in droves these days.
Yeah, certainly a lot of reaction following this announcement. Michael, I want to thank you for sharing yours with us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Max.